Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Olympics on Forever Sports for a day 6 and a day 7 wrap. Unfortunately got a bit busy yesterday and didn't manage to get around to doing our daily Olympic wrap, but we've got so much to talk to. Sensational Schoenmaker is the headline. World record, gold medal. Team South Africa have got 3 medals on the board and they've all come from women athletes, which I think is quite important actually, because I think it sort of shines a light on the fact that we need to do more to make sure this isn't a surprise and that this isn't a big thing in terms of we didn't expect it. You know, this needs to become a normality where we are getting as many goals from both our women's as our men's teams and athletes and individuals. But it's been a very, very good couple of days in the Olympics for South Africa. A couple of disappointing performances, and we'll talk about them, but some very good performances as well, some very exciting moments. And, already, people who will go down in South African Olympic folklore with performances that they put in the last couple of days. Before we get into this actual day wraps, talk about what's happened, what's going to happen, what we need to look out for, please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. So we're going to start with yesterday, which was day 6, which started with the cycling with the BMX racing quarterfinals, where Alex Limber came 6th in his quarterfinal. Unfortunately, did not qualify. The sailing continues to go. Leo Davis in the Finn race, Benjamin Daniel and Alex Berger, they sailed yesterday, they sailed today, I think they're sailing tomorrow. So we'll sort of wrap that up once that's all done well. But yesterday, I want to sort of, before we go on to the swimming, I want to talk about the hockey and the fact that our men's hockey beat Germany 4-3. What an incredible moment that was for the hockey side, and they've been waiting for that moment. They've had really good performances where they were leading the Netherlands, world number 3. They put in a really good performance against Belgium, and then to go against Germany, who are also very highly ranked, and beat them is a gigantic statement. And we keep talking about the fact that we've got the talent, we've got the potential, but at the end of the day, we are talking about a team which had to crowdfund their way to the Olympics. A certain amount of the expenses were paid for, but a lot of it they have to pay for themselves, in terms of their training, when they train, their nutrition and stuff like that. These are guys who have to work full-time jobs at the end of the day. Playing hockey is not a full-time job for most of those guys. A lot of them are coaches, a lot of them work other jobs and stuff like that. And how can you expect to compete at the highest of level if you're a national player and it's not necessarily a hobby, but it's kind of what it is. When you compare that to, for example, your rugby players, your footballers, your cricketers, and that's what they do. That's what they live and breathe. They wake up, they train, they play football, and they go to bed. That's what they do. And this is not what our hockey stars do. This is not what our water polo players and stuff like that do. So, the better they do, hopefully the more funding we get, and maybe we can move towards where playing professional hockey is just what they do. And we can get them playing over in the better leagues over, in a Belgium and the Netherlands, stuff like that, or the UK. And also sort of strengthen our leagues down here in South Africa. In swimming yesterday, we then, Kaylin Corbett and Tatiana Schoenmaker made the qualified for the 200-meter breaststroke final, which we'll talk about how that went in a moment. Matthew States also qualified, swam in his 200-meter individual medley semi-final. He came 8th out of 8th, but that's fine. He's top 16 at the Olympics. And he's 18 years old. He turned 18 on Tuesday when he qualified. So incredible stuff from him. But what was quite disappointing yesterday was Chad Leclos, who didn't even qualify for the men's 100-meter butterfly semi-finals, clocking at 51.89. Matthew Sates also in the heats there, clocking at 52.34, also not qualifying for those heats. So disappointing that Chad Leclos, our sort of swimming star, I think he's just lost the mantelpiece for that. But the most successful Olympian of all time for South Africa. And I think he's very aware of the fact that he underperformed. He wanted to get that medal in the 200-meter, and to not even get to the semi-finals or the final of the 100-meter is also quite disappointing. So not a particularly good games for Chad Leclos, but we've had some phenomenal moments. We had 2012, we had 2016, and not that he's old, he's 29 years old, but we have had those moments. So he's given us those moments. We must respect that. We must celebrate the fact that he's was there. But there is that sort of tinge of, it would have been nice to have seen that, one medal this Olympics. If he just snuck a medal in that 200-meter butterfly, it would have been such a nice moment. And that was pretty much what happened, mostly what happened yesterday. In terms of today, so we've got 2 golfers currently playing. That's Christian Bezuidenhout and Garrick Hichert. The golf was interrupted due to inclement weather. And when it was, Bezuidenhout was currently T15, tied 15 on 5 under. Hichert way back, tied 47 on, and he's even par. and the leader is currently 11 under, so quite far behind. A decent performance from Bezuidenhout, a little bit disappointing from Hicho, who has sort of burst onto the scene, a very, very young player though, so somebody to definitely watch on the tour and to watch at the Olympics. And then we move to the pool where it all happened. Both Tatiana Schoenmaker as well as Kaylee Corbett in the final of the women's 200-meter breaststroke. World record, gold medal. Tatiana Schoenmaker, take a bow. Team SA Olympics is all about her. She is our star this Olympics. We won't see anybody else do what she has done. To go and smash that world record, one of the best Olympic moments of the entire game, was when she realized that she had broken the record. She got there and you could see, and she'd realized that she had won. And you could see the emotion, turns around, looks at the board, and then realizes that she's broken the world record. It was an absolutely incredible moment. And what was even better was her training partner, Corbett, who's in the final with her. I mean, how nice is that? Celebrating with her and being so thrilled for her. And even give credit to the Americans, Lily King as well, who was a fellow medalist, congratulating her, being very happy for her. It was quite a sort of strong community moment. It was a very cool moment, but the raw emotion that you saw in Schoenmaker when she realized what she'd done was phenomenal. It is comparable to what we saw with Wayne Funiko beating the 400-meter record, with Chad Leclerc beating Michael Phelps. You think of the most iconic Olympic moments in South African history. We witnessed one this morning at, I think it was like 3:20. I watched it live. I hope you watched it live. It was so cool to sort of wake up and then, the nerves and Lily King went off really well, and you're sort of sitting there thinking, no, surely we're not going to have another silver. But the composure showed by Schoenmaker was tremendous. She came home with a little bit of room to spare. Brilliant stuff from her. A new world record of 2 minutes 18 seconds and 95 hundredths of a second. Unfortunately, after that, it wasn't all good news. Bradley Tandy came sixth in his heat in the 50-meter freestyle, did not qualify for the semi-finals, but Emma Chelios came in heat 10. Did qualify for the semi-finals in the 50-meter freestyle. She set 24.65, which is 0.63 off the Olympic record, which was set in her heat, which in a 50-meter is still quite a lot of to gain, because we're talking about something that takes 24 seconds. So there's still a little bit of distance there, but a 50-meter freestyle is the shorter the event, the more sort of even as anybody can win. If you get that perfect start, you put together that perfect 50 meters. And you can definitely challenge. So we'll look forward to see what she can do tomorrow. But our women's 100-meter medley placed 7th out of 8 in the heat and did not progress. In the hockey, our women lost to Germany 4-1 today. So still not gotten off the board. They have our hockey women. But in the athletics, we had Sokana Zazini, who qualified for the 400-meter hurdles semi-final, which will take place on the weekend. So that was quite a nice moment. Before Dominic Scott was our second athlete on the track. She placed 13th in her heat in the 5,000 meters and unfortunately did not qualify for the semi-finals. In the diving, Julia Vincent and Michaela Bota both missed qualification for the semi-final, quite far down the table, but nice to see that we're in those sort of sporting codes. And the water polo, our very young women's water polo side, were on the end of quite a big thrashing, losing 33 points to 1. 30 goals to 1 against the Netherlands. In terms of what we can look forward to tomorrow, so we've got Victoria Scott Legendary is currently competing in the equestrian event. So they've got day 2, session 3. That is the first thing up in the early hours of the morning at 1:30. We've got quite a lot of athletics happening in the morning. We've got Wenda Nell, who's sort of been our hurdle main sort of hurdlist for years. She's got the 400-meter hurdles heat at 2:24. Before we've got 2 people involved in the men's long jump qualification in Group A. We will see Cheswell Johnson. That's at 10:12, so tomorrow around lunchtime. And after that, we will see Russell Samai, who is a potential medal hope. So as long as we expect him to progress into the finals, as long as nothing goes wrong. And then at 4:30 in the morning, if you want to wake up, Emma Chelios is in the 50-meter freestyle semi-final. I think she's there and about. So I think she stands a decent chance of making it to the final. And when you get to the final, anything can happen. Our sailors continue to be involved, as we mentioned, and our men's hockey are also involved tomorrow. That's at 5:15 in the morning. They are up against India, looking to try and do something else special, make another big statement. And that is how our Olympics are shaping up. 3 medals on the board, 1 gold, 2 silver, no bronze medals. Really good performance. As I said, Schoenmaker and Bianca Buitendijk have put us on the map this week. Phenomenal Olympic moments there. Buitendijk, somebody who wasn't expected to get a medal, somebody who wasn't even supposed to be at the Olympics. Schoenmaker, who was very highly rated, and it was going to be a question of can she deliver? Well, she's delivered. World record, gold medal, and a silver medal. I think she'll think that she probably could be walking away with 2 golds. And I think that she becomes sort of the person to beat in the next Olympics at this rate. But, watch out for her in the Commonwealth Games. She can do no wrong at the moment. So very, very exciting for her. Let me know what you thought of the game so far. Any other performances that impressed you? Who are you looking forward to in sort of the next week? What are the sort of the big events that you've been sort of earmarking and waiting to see? Let me know about those in the comments below. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Steven. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon.